Howdy folks, Andy Rutledge here. I'm making a video today to document a process that I'm kicking off today. Today is day one of transitioning from being a primarily right-hand shooter to being a left-hand shooter. Now I'm talking about mostly pistol, of course here, but I have an issue with my right hand that in the years to come is likely going to render it not fully capable of doing all the things that I wanted to do as a right-handed pistol shooter. So I've got, this week I got my left-handed holster, and I've been using the blue gun a little bit around the house with that, but today I went out to do some dry fire and live fire at the range, and have some observations from that. This is the first time that I've been, drawing it from concealment and pressing out with both hands on the gun. Of course, I've been shooting left-handed for years, just doing some single left-hand stuff, like I got a wounded wing here, so shoot left-handed, magazine changes only left-hand, that kind of stuff. But this is a whole other thing, especially given the concealment and the draw and all that good stuff. So it went actually way better than I expected. Some observations that I've taken away from today's training was number one, that shooting left-handed, both hands on the gun, I'm just as accurate as I am right-handed shooting. Now, with the caveat, I was just standing there shooting at about 23 yards or so, and it makes a certain sense. The mechanics are still there. I know what to think about in order to be accurate, or at least I hope I do. I'm just doing it on the opposite side of my body, and so in that sense, it makes some sense that I was accurate. But I also thought that I should be nowhere near as accurate left-handed as right-handed, just on general principle. But turns out that just standing there shooting, that I am. When I start running around and doing manipulations, we'll see how that goes, especially at speed. Another thing is that I noticed that coming with my left-handed, I'm turtling. I'm getting those shoulders up and that head down, and that's not what I want to do. For some reason, when I'm shooting right-handed, everything stays a lot more relaxed, but when I go left-handed, I'm bearing down too much or something. So I got to work through that a little bit. Another thing is that shooting right-handed, my elbows are pointed out the way they're supposed to be. Shooting left-handed, I'm tended to sink them down to point more to the ground, and that provides a little less stable, a lot less stable platform, especially managing recoil and stuff like that. So another thing is just going to have to come with practice. Another thing, the primary issue that I struggled with today, though, was coming out of the holster. Now, when I carry an appendix position, and I carry very deep in the appendix position. In fact, when I draw with my right hand, I'm only coming out of the holster with my thumb and pinky. That's the only way I can get a grip on the pistol. And when I bring it up, I'm able to then wrap my fingers around the grip the proper way. I do not advocate this, by the way, so I wouldn't ask you to emulate that. But it works for me, it's peculiar to me, and I'm confident with it at speed. But I noticed that doing it left-handed, I was carrying at the same depth. I'm not as comfortable doing that. That's likely a training issue, but I may raise that holster up one notch just to allow me to get a better grip with my left hand before I'm actually coming out of the holster. But it all went fairly well. Like I said, some folks have asked me to document this process, and so I've got other videos from today's training that should accompany this video, but day one is down. I've got a lot to work on, but it's going a lot better than I expected.